Hi, welcome back to Bounty of the Week for a few creds more. Last session, the hunters took down the con woman, aka the last Jedi, Zuba Conduris, Master Sunrider, having stolen the name of a Jedi from the ancient Sith Wars. But yeah, they'd managed to do that without killing her and with only injuring some of her followers. It was a good result all round. So you got 5 credits there, but doing so required you to give 2 credits. No, it was 2 credits to Latil, the Twi'lek, who helped you out, and then 2 credits to Tempest Security as a fine for interfering with their contract, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's 4 credits total coming out from the team. And currently we have in the Bright Beauties pool 3 credits.
I'll kick in the fourth because
Okay.
the tax kind of negotiated at least one of the payments without talking with people ahead of time.
Okay, so that's that debt gone. But then the ship needs an upkeep of 4 as well.
I will kick one into the ship pool.
Same here.
Yep. Sabine?
Yeah, I kick one into the ship pool and one into the debt pool. That's fine.
Cool.
If you kick one to the debt pool, that takes us that takes care of all the upkeep then. If 3DO attacks in Quake.
It does. When Anders gets back, I will ask if he wants to put one into the pool just as a sort of.
If he does, then we kick to one to the good, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna assume. I don't know why. I'm going to assume good faith and goodwill from our fellow players who have never ever in the past showed us that they will not chip into the pool when requested. And I'm just going to take one off Anders and put it into the pool anyways, so that everyone's contributed one. And I'll tell him about it when he gets back.
I think we should. We have to pay upkeep for the ship, right? And
yeah.
We already had 3 and.
The tax put in 1 and that 4 paid off all the debt from the last bounty. So now we're at 0. And then if you all put in 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anders,
okay.
I've taken the liberty of taking 1 from your credits and chucking it in the ship pool to pay for the upkeep. Yep. I didn't think that you'd come back and go, how dare you? But,
No. I'm fine with that. Should we all pay 1 for the bribes and whatnot? Or did you?
Well, there was already some leftover money in the ship's pool.
Okay.
So yeah. Cool. So now with everyone chucking in 1, we are at 1 pool again. So now there is 1 credit left over. The ship didn't take any damage because it didn't get involved in anything risky last session. So you are all flat, and Zuba Conduris is taken off the board. Well done. Didn't really piss off anybody important. Tempest Security is perhaps not your favorite people, but they didn't really like the Unbound anyways. So, yeah, big deal. And now is, I think healing, everyone gets to heal 1 for free. And 3DO is the only one who really took any damage last session.
True. Now, I actually had a special heal move.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of healing 1, can I roll that?
Yes, you can do, yeah. Why not?
Roll plus tech. So, hey, +1 can't be that bad. Oh, get in there.
Yeah.
12 in total.
12 in total. Okay. You heal 3 harm.
Superb. That really helps. Still pretty knackered.
That's an interesting idea. I wonder if for the droid, maybe it'll be an option.
That's not how the move works, though, right? You don't heal up all your harm; you heal up 3 harm. If I read that move correctly,
he's only healed 3 harm. He's only healed 3
harm.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, maybe instead of the droid healing 1 harm like every other player, they get a chance to roll in the repair as they plug themselves back at the thing, like a chance to use that move. Outside of it,
something to consider.
Yeah, because droids are, rip their arms off, rip them into pieces. A Wookiee can always come along and put you back together again, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. Okay.
It's all about do the Ugnaughts have the parts you need?
And if not, there's a Jawa on this station that will somehow. May not be the same parts and the same paint job, but yeah. Okay, so Paul, you can spend an extra one credit to heal up the remaining harm if you wish.
I will.
And does anyone? Well, I'll go in reverse character keeper order. Anything you want to spend an XP or drive or anything? Tags. Now that you're back, any scenes that you want?
Oh
Open
gosh,
play.
all the
Open
things.
play question basically.
It's so much. It's so wide open.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one after the other, going through the players, and then
Yeah,
we'll go
that's
back around again until someone defers, and then everyone will have one last chance. Bit like microscope rules,
Sounds good. I'd like to have a drive track. I'd like to pay 1 to the drive track for sure. So I'm gonna mark myself from 4 creds down to 3 right now. Wait, I don't even know where my icon. There we go. And I'll tick 1 on my drive track. Although, screw it. I'm gonna. We're like next to last game, so I'm gonna do 2 because you can do 2 per downtime. So there you go. So drive track scene will probably make sense. And do I sit on that money? There's nothing I need. It would be nice to fix my speeder bike. Yeah, it costs 3 creds to get a new one. I guess I'm gonna be living high on life here. 2 creds just burning a hole in my pocket, I guess.
Could borrow one from the ship's full. I mean, it wasn't you who broke your speeder bike, right?
You're not wrong. Could I get a Bark speeder bike, which is the one with the 2-seater for 3 cred, or would that be?
Yeah, you can get a 2-seater speeder bike with 3 cred as long as it has the, some sort of negative tag applied to it as well.
Oof. Oh, that's so tough.
Maybe like janky or.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I would love to have a janky Bark speeder bike. Actually, that would be very fun. Since I paid creds to get my last speeder bike, not janky. It got destroyed. Quick check-in. Would anybody be opposed if I grab one from the pool so we had a speeder bike? All right, awesome. Then I will spend all my creds. There goes that savings that I had. I was being wise for a moment.
Merv's like, yeah, kid, I got a perfect thing for you, huh? Like the fastest speeder bike in the whole galaxy. It'll make, it goes faster than a pod racer.
I gotta see that.
Here she is. Isn't she a beauty?
Well, she looks a little janky, but I can make it work. This is
How
all
dare
you
you.
have?
How dare you? I put my own motivator in there.
Cool. I'm taking it. I will go ahead and update the speeder bike for a Bark speeder bike, and it is janky.
And your drive scene, do you want to come back around for that? Or
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay,
I'm happy to
cool.
come back around for that.
Anders.
Yeah, I'll put 4 towards XP to take the +1 cool advance. So that leaves me with 3. We have one more session planned after this, right?
Yeah, one more, and the last session I'll go over with it after we've done all this. Actually, we're going to do Pandit Morg, I think, as a bounty.
Cool. Then I'll put 1 towards my drive track because I want to finish that up on the last session. I think is more fun.
Captain Elevane will be the last thing. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah. And I don't have anything to heal, so that leaves me with 2.
Okay, cool. Now, is there anything? So you're building your ship.
Yeah. I think Kayla's looking at trying to cobble together some kind of courier, maybe more of that than a freighter.
Some sort of courier. Nice.
Yeah.
You've got long range hyperdrives in, and a low sensor profile, so that pirates can't intercept you on the way.
That's good.
Nice. Yeah, your Jawa friend is showing off the hull, the composite material of the hull, and pointing out how it just reflects the average sensor dish back at it. It's perfect. Ignore the blood stains. Okay, so then 3DO. Would you like to spend your hard-earned credits on?
I would like to spend 2 on XP and 1 on drive. Leave me with 1 credit. So the 2 XP will fill the track, and
I appreciate that you filled it all out, by the way, before deleting all of it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the mental. You've got to go through a process. It's got to be. I think it's go big or go home. So +1 tough.
Oh, okay.
Take me up to +3.
Yeah.
Killing is my name. And
yeah.
business.
So I'm imagining you, splicing in like overcharged servos in your arms and things.
Yeah,
Merv,
some quick reaction sensors, that sort of thing. Just quick on the draw.
Merv, the pit droid, pit boss droid of the maintenance droids, is chomping his fake cigar, and he's like, "Ain't you looking for a new body? You can't take that stuff with you."
True indeed, but this will be a method along that path. And yeah, I will.
As you crush something in front of him, right? Like
right in the hand, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And you drive.
I think sort of linking in with that, with him, I will throw him some credits to get a few more parts towards this new body.
Yeah. What kind of new body is it that you're looking for, do you think? Something less obviously assassin droid, perhaps, or?
Yeah, I think let's go with a protocol type droid look.
Oh, because who would suspect a protocol droid as an assassin droid?
Yeah. The last people did expect a protocol droid to be an assassin droid because it looked like an assassin droid.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. And then Quake.
Yeah, you know what? I will spend 1 credit to get new air filters for my helmet because they failed last time, and I think I bought some high inky ones just for fictional positioning though. But I also will chip in a bit of money or credits towards tags to get some earth because I really need to get off the stuff that she threw at me. The last Jedi person,
The con woman, yeah.
The con woman, her, right? And then I will, need to spend more credits, right? I will pull 1 towards the ship's pool. That leaves me with 3, and I think I'll get my 1 in my drive. The track is not finished yet, but it will be by next time. And then did I do that now? Yeah, I did.
So I've added the tag rebreather to your combat armor.
Yeah, thank you. That's good. And I will spend the last 1 XP. I mean, I'm good with that, but yeah, maybe next time I'll get another advance. That'd be nice.
And in terms of this last bounty with Pandit Morg, I was thinking that we would roll the payoff move with the idea that your payoff is actively going after Pandit Morg, right? Like perhaps your saved up money and everything is hiring like the Unbound to deal with, to support your bounty on him, and then enough of a bounty for your crew to want to go after him. It's open season on Pandit Morg time, and I'm footing the bill. And we'll do the payoff roll, and that will sort of show how prepared you are versus how prepared Pandit Morg is for this kind of attack.
Okay.
And then the last session I was going to do over the chat, like using a sort of like Alan's operation building thing from Against the Dark Conspiracy.
Right,
So that, like one of you will say like, what is Pandit Morg doing? Why is he doing it? Who is he with? What complicates it? That kind of thing.
I like that.
Yeah, because I don't want to frame out Pandit Morg as an entity really by myself,
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do that in between sessions, but just to give you an idea of what you're currently spending your drive towards, because that's made up entirely on the fly rather than anything else,
Fine. I'm just throwing stuff at you as the GM to react.
Oh yes, yeah, entirely, yeah. We have a Black Sun Sith-ish Padawan, ex-Padawan maybe, Trandoshan, yeah, with disciples and all kinds of things. So yeah.
Pretty sure he's really Trandoshan. That's
yes.
something I'm actually quite
pretty sure.
certain.
Well, wait until he rips off the rubber mask at the end. Yeah.
Reveals himself to be what Ewok.
Yeah. And anyway, back to tags for the drive. So tags, how are you? Would you have any idea? You've got this assassin droid that you're perhaps going to lease out, but you did meet somebody who could offer to help you with the Hook Cartel.
Yeah, I think that's where I wanted to go to. This Latul, fellow Twillick, working together, trying to pull myself out from under the Hut Cartel. This sounds great.
A business partner, perhaps in the another business partner, perhaps in the Pebbles Club.
Sure, I could always use more business partners.
Well, Latil, I think, is going to be on the rock, and perhaps even wearing like full on kind of like traditional Twi'leki kind of like desert gear kind of stuff, the stuff that only you see on the ultra orthodox people back on Ryloth, fully thing, so that you know that it's Latil underneath all those sort of like hijab style robes. But
yeah, wow, that's some okay. I'm into it, but still just a little weird, but not too weird.
I would not want Jorgo to get the wrong idea. I am your family member from Ryloth, here to help you with your business.
Right. You're not worried about Jorgo recognizing you, are you?
Not Jorgo, but others, perhaps. I suppose if we're going to go into this together, we should be honest about some things.
Yeah.
So, Tegrela, my name is Inez. Happy to meet you.
Inez. That's a pretty name.
Don't spread it around.
Oh, of course not. Don't spread mine around, please.
Yes, you're very discreet.
I do my best.
So yes, you have a shadowy ex-cartel business partner now, helping you work out a way to seize. Well, she's clearly got her own interests here.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but as long as our interests align, I'm okay with that.
And I see that Anders hadn't made the connection before either.
I was like, what?
Cool. Okay. Right now, bounty time. There are only 2 bounties on the board.
The world has been peaceful. It's great.
Yeah, I did have ideas for more, but I decided they were all stuff that I think would rather be better with more open time. You know.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm happy.
And these are kind of, you know, just going to tip my hand. These are a little bit fighty ones. I thought would make a nice change of pace back to the old style of shooting things. So, why don't we go in? You know what? I'm going to start off with 3DO the droid this time. Do you want to make a pitch for a bounty? Find out anything more about a bounty? You're muted.
Good point. Yeah, I would. Can we pin down where Corbin's ship is for the death mark?
Yeah. Roll investigate a query.
Yeah. Yeah, I think again, plugging into a data net, you know, seeing what various ships have docked, whether they've come across, you know, transponder pings from that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Investigate. Probably not. I think that's a failure.
Do you want to call for aid or take the XP?
I'll call for aid. Yeah, maybe
So
I need somebody.
I already have a hard move on the shelf in relating to both of these bounties. So, who are you calling for aid for to help you go through what I think?
Somebody to decipher. Clearly, this is just written in sort of organic language, so I need somebody to.
I mean, I imagine it's maybe written in another form of, you know, because I'm imagining you're going into like, you know, like the droid chatter, basically, right? Like the sort of automated systems and things like that, right? But we've established that not all droids speak all droid languages.
Droid languages, true.
Otherwise, they would never have needed C-3PO on the moisture farm.
I think Hela. I think I'll approach Hela. Hela's clearly got a bit of affinity with machines, ship systems, that sort of stuff. So I think Hela would be a good chance.
You don't speak bocce, apparently, it turns out.
Yeah, happy to help. So am I rolling sharp?
I'd say sharp or tech.
Yeah, tech sounds more appropriate, unfortunately.
No, that's fine. No, I think it's quite techy.
Yeah, that's the stakes. So
both fails.
Both fails. Okay.
But that's an XP, right?
That is an XP for both of you, yeah.
That's a massive hard move then.
Yeah. Hang on. Death. Okay. I must remember not to say the things that I'm writing down out loud as I say them. Nearly spoiled the surprise.
Bomb stuck on PC ship.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, what you do, you will still find out. You know, whether is that the Scales of Castle is on Black Orchard. It's, you know, not been seen leaving there since it arrived. And it appears to have basically filed a bulletin with the local sort of holonet to recruit mercenaries. Like whoever's well, the Scale of Castle is asking people to sign up to defend a colony out on the frontier. But of course, you know, the camera shows like that you'd go in for all those things, and somewhere on a screen, somewhere, a flashing red light shows up, and it shows the Scales of Castle popping up, and then it shows the Bright Beauty and 3DO in another image next to it, as your presence on the holonet is detected by someone somewhere. And then we will. So, I take it you're advocating for Corbin at the moment?
They're
Or I
both
can come
good
back
help.
around. Come back
Yeah.
around at the end. Yeah. Okay. So then, Hella, how about you?
Yeah.
Don't feel obliged to investigate stuff, by the way, guys. Like, it's
Yeah.
open question entirely whether you feel strong enough about anything.
Yeah, I think I'm slightly towards taking on Corbin, but not not as strong.
Yeah.
Strongest as usual.
Yeah. I'd be astonished if there was one there. It's like, yeah. Cool. And then tags. Rich.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like,
No.
what would Tags's approach be? I think Tags. I'm assuming that as we investigate, we're sharing what we find. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do some investigation on Black Orchard. Tags has been there before, not like lived there or anything, but she's been through. So she's going to reach out to some old contacts and see if she can find a little bit more about this recruitment. You know, how successful is this guy? What are we going to be facing here? And I guess I'm investigating a quarry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rolling plus sharp. So good for me. Not so good for me.
Not so good for you at all.
I'm going to ask Quake for help. Hey, you know about Black Orchard, and it feels like I'm running into some dead ends. I was thinking if they're recruiting, maybe we could try to understand how that's going. What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, I think I've been to Black Orchard at least a few times. So yeah, you know what, I could ask the Unbound, just they're bound to have an office there because they have offices everywhere, right?
The Unbound has offices? I didn't know that.
We didn't know that. I mean, it's
I
not.
didn't even get a training manual. I thought the Unbound was just a loose.
Yeah, it is. They don't have. It's not offices in a way that you go there and say, "Hey, I'm Unbound." No, it's just usually it's just a guy or a gal or something in between that you can hit up and say, "Hey, you're Unbound. I'm Unbound. Let's do a thing." Or
we have a montage of Unbound offices, and it's like, you know, like a phone booth somewhere with like a sticker on the wall, a drunk in an alleyway somewhere. Yeah, cantinas, the toilet,
cantinas,
yeah,
tattoo shops, stuff like that. Yeah. And I mean, there are official offices on a few worlds where you can actually go and sign up for that, but they're all very colorful. Let's say they double as barbers in one place.
So you're gonna see if there's if there's an Unbound who may have heard of, you know, had a look at this contract, supposedly.
Yeah. And I'm rolling help, right?
Yes.
With which modifier do I do that?
It sounds like a charm, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good. Okay, I'll do that anyway. So.
Because it's using a social.
Yeah, I understand. I realized that as soon as I was saying it. That was probably a charm. So. There's no dice in my roll. That's too bad. But they are. Yeah, it doesn't go well. Our investigating stuff is not great. But we get XP for that.
Coming around here after what you pulled, Quake.
Yeah. You got a lot of nerve showing your face up on my hollow screen after what you pulled, Quake.
Wasn't me. That was fair. That wasn't me. You always get the two of us confused.
Well, you know, I've got about as much time for you as I did for that for the 2 credits that they were offering for work. No merc with a with any sense of value is going to go on that ship, take that death mission, that suicide mission, just for a couple of creds to scrape together. Waste of time, just like this call is.
Yeah, well, thank you. Love you too.
Dude.
It wasn't even me. I mean, it partly was me, but not entirely. And he confused me with my brother. So how's that my fault?
Well, I'm honestly sort of running out of ways to complicate this more and more for you. It has to be said. Okay. That's
I think
two
that,
misses in a row, 3 misses in a row.
I
Yeah.
know, right? I think maybe there's been another, like there's got to be a Merc clone, ex-clone who's been recruited into this mess, right?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, why not? Okay. And okay, so you know that whatever they're offering this, whatever the scales of Kessler's offering, it's not much money. It's only two bounty per merc, basically, for what they say is a dangerous job. Okay, and I think that's everyone, right? So, which bounty do you want to take off, Latera?
I don't think I got a chance
Oh no,
to say
I forgot
something
because
I
you
just
were
helped,
helping,
but,
weren't you? Sorry, I got confused there. Quake, you'll go.
Fine, yeah, I got confused myself. Yeah, you know what? I think I will maybe follow that up because I think we're already decided, right? I would have gone after the Imperial War criminal, but what the hell? Let's do that one. Yeah. I think what I want to know is I was back there on Black Orchard. What I want to know is the layout, I guess, of the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're going there and if we're hitting that up, where is the ship? Where's the ship? What's our best way in, basically?
Yeah. Okay.
What I would like to investigate.
Read a bad situation.
That is with sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, holy moly. Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
Nice. So you have actually 3 hold, and I can give you all the stuff as in things that you would know from a long way away, maybe via the uncooperative weak way unbound friend who doesn't really want to talk to you.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to talk. Yeah, okay.
Your best way in. The castle is recruiting mercenaries. You know what 4 bounty hunters, heavily armed bounty hunters are? Very good mercenaries. Your best way in would probably be to come in on the, ostensibly taking this job.
Okay. And then I would like to know, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Pretty sure there are.
Dangers you haven't noticed. You may not be the only one who's, this bounty is an old bounty. It's only on the guild books because it's been around for a very long time. It's not like it's new bounty that's drawing new eyes, but other people may have made the connection as well.
Okay. So there might be other bounty hunters gunning for this guy, right? Great. What's most vulnerable to us?
Well, I think that ties in with they're trying to hire people. They have a need so you have leverage over them in terms of what you can offer them. You have something that they want actively. So even possibly to the extent of if they knew you were bounty hunters, perhaps they would still hire you.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't necessarily run a mile. You just have to convince them that you were taking the money rather than taking the bounty.
Yeah. Yeah, rather go for a job instead of trying to tussle with this dangerous guy.
Yeah, as opposed to say the common woman job where you were trying to lure onto the ship, and I was like, there's no way that the because she's got nothing to gain from that at all. Whereas this one definitely has something to gain either way. It's just a risk. Cool. Yeah. No one. Oh no, Tax is pretty good at convincing people. She just roasts terribly when she's trying to.
I'm just not that sharp, guys.
Okay, so it feels like Carmen's a job. Yeah. No dissent in voices. Okay, Carmen's a job. So I would like to do the the initial roll, like a makeup. It sounds like we have a plan that could be formed, right? I want to do it and make a plan before to see how you arrive on Black Orchard with the Scales Castle, and that'll hand wave over the hall, flying there, doing things, etc. Right? So anyone want to pitch a plan?
I mean, I guess we go in and pose as mercenaries and tell him we want to work for him, and then see what's what and hit him where it counts, right? Seems like a pretty obvious way of getting in. Do we go in all together, or do we maybe CDO goes in separately so they don't know we're all in this together? And even if one of us cards up, then maybe the others can, I don't know, rescue or address the situations. What I'm saying.
Hags pulls out this large helmet with this face mask that she can pull down just to make sure that it's her.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
Nice.
wanting to use this for like 5 hunts, so
plan
extra
about
roomy around my Leku.
Yeah, that's pretty rare, right?
a plan about
Seen.
talking, persuading, manipulating, or lying. Okay.
Could I suggest that two, instead of just one person going in, we send 2, split it to 2 and 2.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's go.
That way, if one of us is screwed, 2 of us are screwed.
Exactly.
And 2 of us are available for rescue. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Right then. So, who proposed that plan? Do we think Quake? I think there, with all the charm of Quake.
Yeah, great. I mean,
The plan is that you're going to arrive at Black Orchard, send in 2 people as potential mercenaries, and the other 2 are going to be on Overwatch outside, right?
No, I thought that we would send just 2 teams of mercenaries. That was the idea.
Oh, you're going to go as 2 different groups of mercenaries, like
Why not?
Yeah. Okay, maybe with a fake rivalry.
Yeah, we can growl at each other. Always want to growl at Tax. Not really, not for real.
Tag sidles up and puts her arm around Hella. I call dibs on Hella, the smart one. No offense, guys.
You've got murder machines and the brains and the looks.
Yeah, but is that a good split though? Is that tactically sound? Should we have one of the fighty guys with one of the more cerebral gals?
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm fighty. Let's go with that one.
Yes, you're fighty. You're one of the fighty guys.
Tactically, I think it makes a lot of sense. Fictionally, I like the idea of these sort of slight love interests being partnered together.
Tags is being selfish. That's totally her angle. She could Quake, of course, could twist her arm. Please not her Leku, and she would change. But yeah, that's what she was going for. It was not a tactically sound thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Quake is usually into the let's roll and let's see how that goes. And if it goes well, then maybe that could be the tactically sound decision. And if not, wow.
Yeah. Well, in fact,
romance wins.
I'm gonna take that as a -1 on the significant dissent about what plan to follow. because we rarely have any dissent in this group whatsoever. So we're going to take the opportunity when it arrives.
Let's take the dissent
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
we can get
that's
it.
fine.
That sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just roll terribly, right?
Okay. You are basing the plan on as accurate current information. I think after all of those even misses, you did spend a lot of energy on doing that. That's a +1. It is supported by enough resources and people. I think you are all certainly look the part for a mercenaries. One of you even is a member of a big mercenary guild. But there is significance, a -1 about the dissent. So at the moment it's a +1 flat. Then plus your charm.
Also, yeah, so I roll flat, right? Because
+1. Oh, you -1 on charm. Yeah.
I've got mindful on charm.
Yeah, so flat then, yeah.
Okay. See how that goes. It's an 8. Could have been worse.
On an 8, well, your party splinters. You go the other 2 combination, I think.
Mhm, yeah.
And you know, we wipe to Black Orchard's like a big open airstrippy type sort of landing area. I remember from what I recall, like sort of like a rough mercenary sort of spaceport hub for this sector. You know, lots of bars and weapons dealers and smugglers and ships and people coming and going. And way down at the end of the landing bay areas, you know, like in the sort of the dregs out towards the edge of the settled area of this thing is where the Scales of Castle is docked. And you come into the hangar, and a young woman greets you. Well, no, an astromech droid wheels you in, and you know, takes you through to a young woman who is sat in front of a table looking very tired. And she says, perks up when you come in, and she says, you guys saw the bounty, huh? Not the bounty, the job, huh? And she says like, wow, are you a clone trooper?
That's me and Cleo coming in, obviously. Okay, so I look at her and say, yeah, so what?
And yet, I think you're not arriving all at once, right? You're supposed to be 2 different groups of people. So Quake and 3DO have arrived first, and the other 2 are sort of like round the corner. And yeah, she goes, huh? Well, I mean, I'm just glad to have someone with experience here. We really need someone with experience.
Yeah, what's the job anyway?
Oh, right. And she gestures back at the ship, and she says, I need some real tough people to come on my ship and help us protect my town, a place called Wamprat.
Tough
Okay.
is our middle name.
Droids have middle names? Wow.
I don't even have a middle name.
Our middle name.
Oh, okay. Yes. Quake Tough 3DO. That's what our team is called.
Well, great. So we can pay 2 creds. And I'll just need you to come and, well, I can tell you all about it on the way. We haven't had many takers so far. We're just, you know, people haven't really been interested around the corner, Tags and Hella.
So Hella, I think that we should just pretend that we're a mercenary couple. What do you think?
If you think you can sell that, sure.
Okay, pretty sure I can.
Well. How sweet. Coming around the corner, you hear there's like 4 or 5 Guavian death gangers.
Oh shit.
And you recognize what's he called?
Oh, Killian?
Killian, yeah. Leading the pack. Is it Killian?
I thought it was.
Yes, it
Killian.
is Val Killian. Yeah, Val Killian. Yeah, and he's him and his men, and he goes like, when I saw your droid poking around on the holonet, I knew you were getting your nose stuck into this earth burner. Got payback coming for you and your crew.
Kind of take my arm off from around Hella, step slightly away. Great.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.
I ain't got no trouble with you. Nods at Vane. You know, why don't just this little Twi'lek here.
Well, she's my crewmate, so if you get a problem with her, you get a problem with me.
Well, all right then. Nods, and they charge you. Back over on the other thing. That's when you hear the blaster bolt. Got the first blaster bolt go off.
Wow. Okay, that was fast.
Well,
Stated quickly.
3 hard moves on the shelf.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
This sounds awesome. Let's bring this to a head. I love it.
yeah. She rolls underneath the table and pulls a blaster out from underneath it, and says like, "Criff, what?
Let's
Go.
check it out.
Yeah,
Hold the
I'll pay you
job.
for it."
We will return.
Mhm. Yeah.
God, it can't be Kate. They can't have followed me.
And I look over at her, but I don't see anything because there's blaster fire, and that takes priority.
Okay. Back over at Thingy then. Tags, what do you do as Guavian Deathganger comes running towards you with a shock knucks on his fist, about to punch you in the face?
I appreciate that he's not just trying to shoot me. I mean, that's good. I'm not a very good fighter, so I think I'm gonna looking furiously for weapons, realizing this is not going to go well. I think I'm just gonna try to punch him and kick him and stuff.
Go for it.
He's got shock knuckles, though. I'm gonna try to take him down. This is gonna be terrible. I love it. Toughest +1, so here we go. Oh my, that be an 11.
Nice. So what's your extra effect that you take?
I think what I'd like to do is with the 10 plus, I'd like to force them where you want them. I think Tags does a thing of like grabbing the arm and trying to force his arm to where I've got a little bit of control over him. And yeah, that's it. Arm lock. Totally doing an arm lock.
Mook, you got a Mook shield.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Killian's pulled out a nasty blaster and he's holding it and he's like, oh, you know, Hino, get out of the bloody way. What are you doing?
Hilo, don't get out of the way. We don't have to. We're both going to lose our job here, right? 2 Creds is good money.
Hella, what about you as the other one comes at you with a vibro knife?
Oof. I'm just gonna pull my blaster, put it to stun, and shoot it.
Okay. Kicks him, take him down.
Yep. And that is tough. So I have a +1. It's a 10.
It's a 10. What extra effect do you take?
Yeah, I need to look at move. Suffer less harm.
Suffer less harm. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tags actually should have taken some 2 harm as she got punched by the shock knucks before
Got
she thingy. Yeah. You can 1 armor, you know, it's not armor piercing. And yeah, you take less harm, so you don't take any harm as this Vibron blade, skims off your armor plates, and then you just knock him back with a stun blast, and he just staggers back, sits down heavily on his ass, and just starts like, you can see him try to lift the vibro knife, just drops back down again as his arm stops working, starts twitching. And that's when the blaster, that's when another one fires a blaster bolt over your head, and that's what the rest of them heard. Coming around the corner, 3DO, you recognize Deathganger that you've shot once before, and he's holding a gun at Tags, who's dancing behind another Deathganger, and Killian looks at you and goes, "Oh, Kark, the droid! Quick, get the ion gun!"
I think the one that I previously shot, I will focus on him and say, "Time to die again, Deathganger," and open up on him.
Go for it.
Ooh, 8 in total.
8. So you exchange harm. He is going to shoot at you with his heavy blaster pistol, which does 3 harm. I think a heavy blaster pistol.
It does, because I'm firing the same thing at him.
Yeah. But you do 3 harm to him. I think the way that is that he grabs one of his friends and throws him in front of. He does the same thing that Tags has done. Mook shields one of his friends, and poof, he goes down, but he shoots you full in the chest with that heavy blast pistol. And then we have Quake.
Yeah, so what's left for me to do here?
There is a melee of Deathgangers and this Killian guy who's in a gunfight with 3DO.
Okay, I'll just go and try to pretending that I don't know what's going on, because we purportedly don't know each other. I'll just try to drag off this. Who's looking in between worse shape, Tags or Hilla here?
Tags currently has a Mook shield in place.
Okay, then I'll just go and behind that guy with Hela, and I'm dragging him off and see what's going on here. Stop that. We're not here to fight each other.
Okay. So you're just going to try and separate them. Like,
yeah,
well, I think that's manipulates one with tough. You're sort of doing the like back down, step off kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Finally, I get a positive modifier. That's still an 8.
Back off. On a manipulate someone, you have to do something to show them that you really mean it.
I'm punching him in the face just so he knows I really mean it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You punch one of them and they back off. They see that suddenly the tables have turned. Killian staggers back with his dead and just sort of like throws him on the ground, looks at all of you. Well, I'll be seeing you again.
I'll be killing you again.
I got more men. Kicks the body over. And then you see the other guys go like, hmm?
It's not the numbers that matters, it's the quality.
And the girl comes rushing around the corner, blaster pistol in hand, and sees the Deathgangers walking away, like sneering at you. Do you let go of that Mook, Tags?
I wait until they're a little bit away, and then I release his arm and kind of shove him towards the guys.
That really hurt, that did.
Yeah. This is going to bruise.
No, I mean my wrist.
Oh, sorry?
Yeah, should be.
No, I'm not sorry. Get out of here.
Cool. And she goes, "Wow, you guys were great. I mean, if you took care of those death gangers, you'll be able to take care of K's Raiders, no problem."
Did you say Case Raiders?
Yeah.
Are they attacking your town?
Yeah. Okay, they think that they've bought out the rights to our town and the mines and everything, and they're just going to kick us off. And then we're too far away from the Republic, and Sinch doesn't care. So, yeah, we had to come here, and I had to borrow this ship and find some heroes. And I found some heroes, right? I mean, you guys look like you're a real.
So
You guys just met, and you already look like you're a real crew.
She's not wrong. We do work pretty well together. Who else have you recruited?
Well, the Guavians said that they were interested, but I guess not.
Oh,
if they get hosed by us, they would have gotten hosed by those raiders.
I'm sure you guys will be more than enough. I mean, there's 2 groups of you, right? So you must each have your own ship.
I thought we could transport with you. I mean, if we had a ship, do you think we would take a job for 2 credits? And me?
That's all we have.
2 credits is fine.
We can feed you.
We get salvage
Sorry.
off of Case Raiders.
Oh, sure. Okay. So you're leaving the Bright Beauty behind.
Yes, I wish.
It was me talking for myself and 3DO. I mean, if Hella and Tags want to take the Bright Beauty, that's fine. We're not the same crew right now.
But yeah, I think we cut to. There's a pretty cool cantina located in one of the spires. The Black Orchard is so named because there are 5 very large towers that comprise the space port, and the Long Knife, which is in the middle, has near the top a cool like rotating restaurant thing. And I think Tags has to go there with Hella, and they'll quickly have a discussion of, do we want to take the Bright Beauty? It's a little obvious, but it also is our home, and leaving it here, it'll probably be safe, but I can't guarantee it, and we'd all be away from it. What do you think, Hella?
I prefer not to be too far from the workshop in case I need something.
Okay, so
And
we're taking it.
If we're going to pose as mercenaries, then the armory could come in handy.
Those are both reasons that we should be taking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, having the ship stolen would mean nothing else we do here matters. So.
Cool. Then we see those 5 spires coming up from Black Orchard, and we see the scales of Kessel rise up with Quake and 3DO on board, and the Bright Beauty following. You see the scales of Kessel smokes and sparks as it goes. It's clearly been in some sort of damaged recently. It's quite old, in bad condition, but it was once a terrifying raiding vessel, and yeah, hyperspace off to the planet of we never actually named it, the planet of Arakak and the settlement of Womprat. And yeah, we'll call our first break there. Cool. So Arakak has it's sort of like a Nevada-y type planet. If we were to go by Star Wars things, it's mostly like desert and dry, but there are grasslands and fields and things like that. It's noted by strange seismic conditions. It used to have basically sort of like what they thought were tapped out mines. And the girl whose ship you are on, Varia Racine, is, you can see now, Bounty Beyond the Stars is the tab for this one. You know, no prizes if you guess what the reference is to. And yeah, she tells you about how, you know, it was really peaceful out here. It used to be a profitable smuggling route. They had some trouble back then. You know, her adopted father tells her that, but it's not, you know, ever since the fall of the empire, other routes were easier. The smugglers left and people here were just allowed to get on with things in their own time. At least until the Brodegan Consortium decided it wanted to reopen its mines and take over the planet again. And it tried to basically seize the corporate eminent domain of the planet, kicking out the people who refused to leave. And they hired some mercs, the K's Raiders, to kick the people of Wombrat off. But they weren't going to come just to kick them off. They were going to come and essentially sell them into slavery. And luckily, you know, there's this, well, you know, I thought he was just a farmer, but he really helped us out, you know, like he was a hero, just like you guys. He had his ship was.
I got a bad feeling about this.
We've really got to thank Corman for all of this, you know, like he was there when the town needed it, and now we're going to make sure that I'm there for him, you know? And I think that's, you know, she's telling you this as you come down the ramp and the bright beauty comes in. And that is when you, the ramp goes down and you see Corman himself standing on like a crutch, bandaged across, but like a armored vest like dragged over him, and a big mean looking disruptor rifle slung at his side, scowling at you as you come down the ship. And he says, great job, kid. You managed to hire bounty hunters rather than mercenaries. You.
We can do both.
I'm a mercenary first, but sure.
Yeah.
You say.
So you're not the same droid that was rooting around looking for my ship on the holonet, huh?
And I will sort of like swivel my head backwards. Possibly. Intelligence gathering is always wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you really think you're fooling me? You got one over on a farm girl here, but I've been around.
A contract's a contract. We have agreed to defend the town.
Well, let's hope you're friends. As the bright beauty swoops overhead. Just as decent, but from what I hear, contracts don't mean nothing if when the bright beauty's involved and the cartels have got an interest. Maybe you bend the other ways.
We're not working for the cartel right now.
Yeah. Well, it ain't like we got much choice. Spits on the ground. Come on. I'll take you to meet the mayor. And you meet an elderly Weequay. Introduce. Greetings, fellow Satians. I am Plurg Flash of the, you know, formerly of the Republic. Now long-standing mayor, uncontested, undefeated. 3 decades running of the thriving metropolis of Womprat. I see you've met our citizen Corman here. And you're the brave fellows that we have to defend ourselves, yes?
We shall assist the town.
And so, Wampratt is a small town on the frontier. It's been around for quite a while, but it's never really blossomed. It's just sort of survived on the edges of things. Sort of isolated by the borders of the corporate sector, Zinji's empire. It's never really been like a hub on anywhere that's that's cared to give a damn about it. It's got a few rusted ships that have been converted into sort of residential buildings, including the mayor's manor, and it has some outlying farms, notably the Harand farm, which is where Vari Racine's adopted father lives. There are some tapped out mines nearby. Used to be a refinery. Once used as a rebel base during the early days of the Empire, apparently. And it has a canteen called the Mine Trick, where you see a big elderly Wookiee leaning out the door as you guys walk down the one horse town main street. And yeah, Coleman scowls at you all, and Viracine says, "Look, we can trust them, like they say, they're mercs, they're not bounty hunters." And he spits and says, "You can't trust any hunter. All they care about is the creds in their pockets."
I think at that I'll actually no, I do have pockets because I've got the trench coat. So yeah, he's right.
Yeah. I do not have pockets. Oh.
I do have pockets. He is correct.
So just to be clear here, this is the place where Chayla Dahl lives, right? Was it Jedi because of the mind trick part?
She ran the mind trick.
She ran the mind trick, yeah. Yeah, and so Quake knows Shayla?
Yeah, Quake knows Shayla. They met in the Clone Wars and later again and stuff happened. Yeah, he knows Chayla.
Yeah.
I don't imagine how does Chayla feel about a clone trooper? Interesting.
They rescued their kid together. I did a rerun of the what's the name of the game with the Void? Once More Into the Void. That was my test game. That was my test game. That was where they ran across each other. So yeah, they know each other.
That's awesome.
This is a solo game where you play.
This was a solo game. Yes, I will link it if once I make my entry into the Wikipedia.
Oh, that's so cool.
So perhaps, well, I imagine Quake speaks Wookiee, Sharuk, or whatever it's called. And you can talk to Burua, who is quite gruff and distrustful of people with guns. He's a sworn pacifist and really means it. And he says that he's just looking after the bar. Shayla just popped out for some death sticks. That was about 10 years ago. But he's sure she's coming back. Probably, it's probably some old flame that she's got caught up with or something.
Maybe your son stole a lightsaber, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her. I know what she's like. I thought she'd changed though.
Best damn boss he's ever had, he says. Specifically referring to the 10 years or so where she's not been around.
And she was around 3 years ago or something when we did the game in the set.
Oh, 3 years ago? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, so when you say rescued the kid, it was as an adult, right? Because I remember before the rebellion, you said the kid had stolen the lightsaber.
Yeah, that was a long time later. That's a complicated timeline. Just she's not there. That's fine.
3 years ago, then. However long ago the Once More Into the Void thing. Because I did look up before the rebellion and went through everyone's little timelines and was like, right, a kid is stolen a lightsaber, awesome. So he must be old enough to not be around, kind of thing, But yeah.
Maybe she went off with Soren to yell at the people who made the Hearts of the Force show because of maligning their ancestor.
It could be, yeah, entirely. She went out looking for some death sticks, muttering something about that Hearts of the Force show, and how she was going to set the record straight. And that was last I saw of her.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
And a Bothan across the way who is leaning outside of a doctor's surgery with a faded sign with a, you can just about read the words Fen at the end of it. Comes out and he calls out to the mayor as you're walking down the main street that he's going to get you people killed. We should have just sold up, taken their offer and gone. And never mind my old business partner there, Demian. He's a coward of the highest order. But yes, you're here to take care of defend the town, show them yes, Ouchie the medical droid is there as well. Yeah. Who is really the doctor? Demian seems to have just inserted himself in a role that has some sort of authority here in the absence of a real medic. And yeah, so Carmen's gonna sit you down in the mind trick, and he's gonna lay it out. There's Kay's raiders. They came here in their ship. I took them down. The Kessel, the Scales had one last flight in it. The guns had been long. I stripped them out. I never wanted any part of that again. And when they came in on their attack run, I rammed it. Send them crashing straight down into the wastes out there. But they're still out there, and they've called in backup. And I don't know how long we've got. But my old partner, Kator, he's out there. And he's coming in, and he's going to make sure there ain't nothing left standing. Now, I know it ain't much, but you're going to help me try and fight them off, huh? These people, they ain't soldiers.
Good shot we took. They can hold blasters, can they?
I mean, so the way we're going to do this is you will each get an action to prepare. Each success will give you 1 hold. Each failure gives the enemy 1 hold. Each mixed success gives you 1 for 1, basically. Put it in the chat. Very rough. Just made it up to sort of like come along with some sort of, the Magnificent Seven style. How do you defend this village? Because you are, he doesn't know. So the mercenaries outnumber you. Yes, exactly. Battle Beyond the Stars, Bounty Beyond the Stars. Yeah. Which sadly, I had a look at the screen captures from it. Battle Beyond the Stars has some shocking sets and pieces.
Got John Saxon as the baddie. It don't get no better than that.
I've never seen it. Yeah. In a really convoluted callback, I think the very first full-on Star Wars Marvel comic was pretty much Battle Beyond the Stars as well, featuring a green rabbit bounty
named
hunter.
Jackson.
Named Jackson, yeah.
And an old Jedi Knight who was, oh gosh, what was he called? Cervantes, I think.
Yeah, he was basically Don Quixote, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was basically Don Quixote.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did it in everything. Yeah, but I was like, wow, give you something to fight for other than that. Carmen, by the way, does not believe for a second that you're not here to pick up his bounty. He's in fact gonna before we get into any of those things, he's gonna corner Quake, recognizing going for the oldest member of the team.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know how old the droid is, so yeah, maybe I am.
Yeah. Listen, you're here for me, right? Cut the shit. Cut the cock.
Yeah, we are. That's why we came. Yeah.
You're not gonna stab us in the back and run off as soon as you get your chance?
No. I mean, we didn't shoot you when we came here. What kept us, right? We took the job, as Video said, we'll protect your town, and we'll see afterwards.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
you don't stop us either, right? Let's just have it, and we'll see what's what.
I always shoot people in the front.
Well, I don't, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. That damn Jedi just stuck around. I wouldn't even have to deal with this cocking mess.
It's Jayla doll. She's not most constant of the Jedi.
Okay, so you have a rough idea of the sort of people here. You have
Can I speak to the team right quick before
yeah,
we
go for
start
it, yeah.
anything else? Because I'll gather all of them around Jigga stuff anyway. So I'll say, hey, just talk to what's his name, Corman. And I kind of promised him that we wouldn't collect the bounty, at least until the fight's over, just to make clear we are all on the same page here, right?
Affirmative, no problem. He's another gun on our side until he shoots us in the back, which is probably what he's going to do. I mean, let's be honest. That's what. Well, I mean, that's not what I do because you guys are you, but that's what I would do if I were him and I didn't know you guys and you were the guys coming after me. That would be what I do.
I think he's not going to shoot us in the back as long as the threat to the town persists. And I don't know if he's going to do that after. And also, I really don't want to do this bounty.
Why? He did some terrible stuff.
Yeah, now he's got some good stuff. People can change.
I mean, it's jobs. If we... Okay. Well, we could just see how it goes.
Yeah, I won't be part of. If you want to do the bounty, go ahead, but I won't be part of that. I will defend you if it comes to that, but tags, you know that, but I won't kill this man for something he did a long time ago, because if that holds that he done some bad things in this past and he needs to be punished and killed for that, then you can start with me as well. So
maybe we'll get lucky and he tragically dies in the firefight.
Probably won't.
It's fine.
Rarely works that way.
3DO?
I think I'll just stay silent.
Maybe like a little red line across the Cylon style across the thing, yeah. Okay, so it's pretty open-ended, right? You sort of have the gist. There are more villages than the named ones there, but these are just the ones who aren't extras. And yeah, what they know about the raiders is that Corman essentially rammed the scales of Kessel into their ship when it first arrived, sending it crashing out into the waste. The raiders are still alive out there. They can see some comms coming out from the area. They have anti-aircraft weaponry, so they haven't flown the Kessel out there because it was badly damaged in the ram. They know that the raiders have a hover tank, which currently the villagers, it would just wipe out the village essentially. Corman's only vague plan he had for dealing with that was he was going to do a full-on suicide charge with the scales of Kessel. But then that would leave the village essentially undefended because he's the only trained fighter here. Everybody else is open. And he knows that K's Raiders is being led by Kator, who used to be a member of his crew, and then turned, basically sold them out to the corporate authority.
Mm.
And yeah, what is it? How are you guys going to go about defending the village? And well, we start off with the military man Quake, I think, who I think already had a suggestion. Oh, who is eating? So I can go to somebody else. Sorry.
That's what I'd like. I'd like to build a tank trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. I was talking. I'm sorry, because that was gonna be my idea as well. And I have a bag of grenades.
Well, you can.
Is it wooded? This place at all, Will?
Was it more? I guess there's probably some woods, but not like heavily forested.
Okay, so it's not like Endor.
No, it's like
We can't have
Nevada.
2 massive swinging trees crush the tank.
No, but it's more like a Nevada style, or maybe I'm thinking more like Arizona. You know.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. So a hover tank hovers a certain distance off the ground. So I'm thinking we dig a massive sort of like running pit, and then cover it. So we could have pit with pans, shovels, digging a pit, and then we cover it. So the tank comes, we'll ferry it down this line, and then it collapses into this sort of tank trap. So really, it could only sort of reverse it. It can't maneuver in there.
Okay, so a tank trap to pin it, to immobilize it.
If only we had some what are those little furry creatures? We could throw boulders on it.
Yeah, if you only imported some Ewoks in your hold.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is what kind of move is that? That is a.
I think it requires a lot of people, so I think this is sort of motivating people to dig it, because it's quite a menial task, but it requires a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm almost tempted to say it's used technology to jerry rig some basic tech out of parts.
We could use tech instead. Redo some droids into diggers, that sort of thing.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, no. It's a maker plan. We'll go with the maker plan here, and I think it is a maker plan, like you say, about the way you phrased it, Paul, is definitely persuading, manipulating the people of Womprat to dig this thing, because you're the droid with the battle plan for it.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you were the one who said it was manipulate someone. So
that's fine. I could always call in assistance. So,
yeah. But the plan is supported by plenty of resources and people. It's not based on accurate current information. There is not significant opposition or significant dissent, so it's a +1.
Just to be clear, you can't call for aid on a make-up plan roll because we're already helping you. So it's all on your shoulders.
So that is one of the 4 actions we're doing, right?
Yes.
To generate 1 hold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the cutscene of me motivating these people, let's see how well I motivate them. So
yeah.
Charm.
Yeah, I'm imagining you sort of being like a prison, like a chain gang.
Yeah.
Come on, boss.
Like. Okay. Well, hey, it could roll well, and then again, it could not.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I whip them up way too hard, and they just throw down shovels and wander off with this sort of half-built, where you're all going. Come back. Come back.
I think we see, like a montage of throughout the day, and 3DO's digging away. Right? No, it's like originally like just not digging away, and it's just like ordering people, and then it cuts to the next bit, and there's less people, and 3DO's showing someone how to dig, and then it cuts to the next one. There's just like one person who's trying to get away, and 3DO's just like digging away in the tunnel, kind of thing by himself. Everybody else just like, screw that droid.
It was an idea.
Okay. So that is 1 hold for the enemy. and your tank trap will not be particularly useful. So, Quake.
Yeah, I've still got these grenades, right?
Mhm.
So maybe just put them where we can fire them off to slow the advance, because I guess 3DO is taking care of the tank. And I think he knows what he's doing. Yeah, but are there any outcroppings, rock outcroppings or something where we could put in some kind of trap?
Yeah.
Where the grenades would have more effect, like throwing rocks at things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going and I'm looking at the terrain and figuring out where to put them, right? And I will rope in some of the villagers to not precisely help me with it, because it's not an Arya's task, but so they know where they are.
Okay.
They don't. They're not supposed to run into the minefield that I'm setting up here.
Yeah. And you speak to the Twi'lek. She says, "Oh, of course, I will not run into these things because I will not be fighting. That is what we hired you for, huh?"
Yes, but if you are running away from the raiders, you shouldn't run into the minefield.
Good point. Good point.
And the playing children over there, they also shouldn't run into the minefield. They won't trigger unless but they are set to trigger at a touch. So please be careful.
I'm almost tempted to say this is really a bad situation, in that
Can do
it's you're making like in effect a jerry-rigged minefield using your grenades. I think this will use up all of your grenades.
Yeah, this will use the grenades up, right? That's what I've got them for, right? Rolling. See how that goes. Oh, doesn't it? I will call for help on this though. Can I?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I would like for Hela to check my trajectories. I'm pretty sure I've calculated them right, but I'm not quite certain if the blast radius, if I've figured that out. Can you take a look, please?
Yeah, sure. We don't want to blow up more of the village than we have to.
Yeah, maybe I'm too close with these last few mines. I'm not sure.
So what am I rolling with?
Use tech.
How are you
maybe?
helping? Use tech to jerry-rig them
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Use sharp to see better places.
Tech sounds right, and that's a 9.
Cool.
Bumped up to a 7, so 1 for 1.
Hey.
The enemy gets 1, and you have your first one.
At least we're not going to block the village.
But you do have what would they be called? Like IEDs, basically, aren't they? You got IED traps across the approaches to the village. And okay, so speaking of which, well, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead to tags. Actually, Rich, what's tags doing here?
I mean, Tag's idea is to steal the tank, but that seems like nobody's interested. So Bella's helping Quake out. 3DO's working on his own thing. We failed at getting the villagers to back us up, right? So
You have not tried to get the villagers to back you up.
oh, I made the jokes about the training montage, and I thought, yeah, I'll go do that. I'm gonna go inspire the villagers to back us up. You know, inspiring speech, yada yada yada. I'll mostly just crib off of stuff that Quake's told me he's used on other people that worked really well. So that'll work fine, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's my plan.
So
I'll go to the
manipulate someone.
bar and get a little drunk. Liquid courage. You know how it is.
Berua's thingy. Plurg Flash is there, bickering with Damien, and Damien's saying, you know, we were fools to think that we could keep this in with the raiders coming in. We should have all just left immediately. Now they'll sell us off to the death gangs. You stupid old boffin, you've got the spine of a Gungan, I swear.
I've met some Gungans. They're flexible,
well,
tough.
the only Gungan I ever met was a senator, and the less said of him, the better.
Oh, well. Yeah.
But anyway, we've hired these brave mercenaries. They will do all of our fighting for us. They'll drive off these rapscallions, no problem. And
Take a last drink, and then I stand up on the table. We are mercenaries, but there are only 4 of us. You guys, we'll do the heavy lifting, but there's a whole village here. A whole village of people, and you care about this place. You know it. I've just been here a few minutes. I see how much you care about each other. And I know you're scared. I am too, a little bit. We'll do everything we can, but when the moment comes, you guys have got to make a decision too. And it sounds like you will stand and fight, most of you. Right?
roll that manipulate someone.
All right. See how that goes. Double checking my stats. So many tabs. Don't think I have any. Nope. Here we go.
Holy shit. The Queen's got COVID.
Yeah. I just saw that article flip across too. Yeah. That is a 10.
A 10. Via Racine. Yeah, this is my hometown. This is where we grew up, right? This is for all of us. This is for one Pratt. And Barua even like, then looks embarrassed and goes back down again in his class. So that is your first straight up 1. The villagers have been convinced to help out. So you can narrate that. And what that does as well is I was thinking back to, your the mob rules, like the gang rules from thingy. So that has now evened out the mercenaries size essentially versus your size, at least until the mercenaries get reinforcements. They are, of course, much better equipped than the people of Wampra are. Which brings us over to Hella. As people leave the Wamprat talking, moisture farmers jostling each other, Schoenharren looking worried about his daughter, his adopted daughter Vera Racine, and she's like holding a trusty blaster pistol, and he shakes his head and says, well, I promised I'd take care of you after your parents died, and I guess you're going to take care of yourself now.
Yeah, so
Plug Flash holding a very old looking blaster pistol and going like, oh yes, it'll be just like the Clone Wars again.
yeah, I think what Hela is doing is like going around the village looking for good firing positions. And yeah, here we just need to put a little bit of reinforcement. A couple of people can hide behind here. Here are good lines of fire, that sort of thing. Good position, good defensive position.
Yeah. So it sounds like a really bad situation. What's the best way to protect the vulnerable being the village in this sense?
Yeah, that sounds fair. And that's sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the 10.
Nice. So that is 1. It's 3 in your pool, 2 in the enemy pool now.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm. But you've got them. So now we have villagers have been convinced. You have IED traps littering the most likely routes into the village. You have a tank trap that 3DO proudly dug single-handedly. But let's see whether that works or not. People seem doubtful. And you have good firing positions for the villagers. They have been reinforced, I think, with some panels and things, spliced into place. So there are some sort of rough barricades around rather than it just being an open village. Carmen is pretty badly injured. He's.
Can I medic him up a little?
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah.
Because I mean, he's a good fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will try to get him up on his feet at least. We don't have time for the back attack, but you never know. So goes. Hopefully it doesn't. Wait, where have the dice go? It's a 10, so yeah,
Nice.
it's good.
Yeah, you bind that leg and that arm. He is pretty much back up to fighting shape again. And you see Very Racine eager to jump behind the wheel of the scales of Kessel again and use that in the defense. And Carmen, you just see her put one hand on her shoulder. And then the next shot is just of her being shoved out of the door and the door slamming shut behind her in the air and it locking shut. And he goes, "Get out of here, kid." Now she is not going to be, he's going to be the one flying the scales of Castle rather than her during this exchange. If that doesn't interfere with anything that you wanted, but otherwise she was going to, he's not willing to see her put herself in danger either. Okay. So, my feeling is that perhaps now would be a good time to take our break, as the sun rises on the day and a red light goes off on the dashboard of the castle, and he says, and you hear a message coming in saying that this is the Howling Maw of Kay's Raiders. You have been warned. We will be with you shortly. Anybody who is found when we enter the village of Wombrat will be considered an enemy hostile. And then, off in the distance on the horizon, you can see the dust plume of the tank approaching. So somewhere above, there is a ship coming towards with reinforcements, and then the remaining raiders and Kator are going to make a push for a sortie against your barricades in the morning.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very high noon style. 5-minute break.
Yep.
Just one question before we do the 5-minute break. Is anybody on the Bright Beauty? Because we've got a ship, right? And if they're coming in on a ship, that might help.
Yeah, I am a crack pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are.
So maybe I should be up there.
Yeah. Take Hella with you.
I mean,
We can.
Yeah, Hella. What do you think, co-pilot?
We will, when we come back in the 5 minutes afterwards, I will ask everyone where their starting position is in this, and then we will kick off. Okay.
Okay.
Right. See you guys. Cool. So,
Yeah, so I'd just like a little scene with Tags as Tags is about to lift off in the Bright Beauty, where I asked Tags, is it okay to borrow the speeder bike? And I think Tags, you said, yeah, no hassle. And then you sort of insert.
I haven't even painted it. It's, well, Quake hasn't painted it because Quake would have painted it. I would have just put my name on it.
Any damage, I'll pay for. And I think as I'm sort of like reversing it off the sort of loading ramp, I sort of scratch it down the side. Don't worry about that.
She does that nervous thing where she plays with her Leku. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be in the beauty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I would like to approach Showen and borrow P2CD. I have a plan.
You want to borrow my droid?
A droid needs another droid. We work best together.
Well, what do you think, P2?
I would like to try and manipulate him.
Go for it. And your manipulate negative thing doesn't count here because it's a fellow droid that you're manipulating.
Well, I was trying to manipulate the bloke to lend me his droid. Well, it does. Is he in charge of the
He's
droid?
pretty liberal with his droids. He's like,
Okay.
if P2 wanted
fine.
to go with you, he'd let him go with you. But
Droid
P2
on
is
droid
like,
it is then. I will
Yeah.
explain in droid language my plan, which clearly the bloke can't hear, and let's see if P2CD likes it.
mhm.
Here we go. It's rolling and nothing seems to be happening.
It says a 9 on mine.
Excellent, because I can't see it on mine. Well, that drops it down to an 8,
An
because
8.
I'm -1 at charm.
You might need to give P2 a little bit more detail about what it is that you want out of him rather than blind trusts.
I'm needing to data hack the tank. We're going to go out on the speeder bike and attack the tank.
Oh, he's all for that.
Oh, excellent. There we go. So yeah, it is one higher than what I said, but it's still in the same bracket.
Yeah. He's well, okay. You bring him back, you hear?
I will.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go get some more supplies from the farm. We may be in here for a while, under siege for a while.
Cool. Make sure you return.
Okay, and so P2 is with 3DO on the speeder bike. Tags, you're going to be on the Bright Beauty.
I
Yep.
am indeed.
Hella?
No, Tags, I'd love some piloting lessons, but I think I need to be on the ground for this one, as she's pulling things out of the armory, unspecified things so far, but like filling a bag with various.
Oh, and there's like a human chain of villagers outside passing guns from the armory between them each other, right? Like, nice. And Quake.
And saying like, careful with that one, and no, better not take this one. Take that one instead.
And that one's my favorite. Yeah. And Quake.
I'll put myself in position somewhere where I have the high ground. I've heard that's a good thing to have. And also, I think I have left 1 or 2 of these grenades, right? So I can jump onto the tank. If the trap doesn't work, I can jump onto the tank and throw some of these things in, because that's what the commandos did in the Clone Wars. I've never done that. I'm a med evac guy, but you never know, right?
You have a grenade.
I have a
You do
grenade.
with this,
That's fine.
the rest of them are rigged up around
Yeah.
the routes. Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
Okay.
And I will just copy and paste what you can do with your hold again into the chat. So that's sort of like wider narrative stuff that your moves, that will dictate how the siege ebbs and flows, kind of things. Yeah, very. Tags, when you get on board the Bright Beauty, you see sat in the co-pilot's chair is Vara Racine, and she goes, "Hey, Corman wouldn't let me on his ship, so I thought I'd join you."
Oh, sure. Hella blew me off. I mean, I'm glad to have you aboard.
So, where are the firing systems on this thing?
Oh, yeah. Funny story. And she starts talking about the Bright Beauty. She's weird. We do have proton torpedoes, so that's good.
And then
Pretty
red light
expensive,
flashing.
so let's not. Let's only fire them if we have to. I'm already scratching off my speeder bike. Did you see the limo, by the way, when you came in without me knowing?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it's great. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very hot.
Yeah, and there's a fire. Wouldn't it have been really useful if we'd put some of the villagers in that with the guns, and they could have been sort of like, like ground support?
Yeah,
Fancy
that's
ground
a great
support.
idea. She's like doing the pre-flight checks. Yeah, that's I really like that limo.
Okay. So it's coming in. The tank's coming in. You see cyborg figure stand out, gets out on a loudspeaker. People of Womprat, you had your chance. Cannon fires into the city, into the town, blows up one of the buildings, and it begins moving forward. And you can see moving up behind alongside the tanker, a gang of mercenaries, right? The sensors, and it's coming in. Lads, some of the villagers start shooting back despite Quake's, don't fire until they reach this point type of thing. They're not quite battle disciplined, and they're moving in forwards. And I am immediately going to spend one of their hold to destroy or protect something important, as you see the scales of Castle as a bright beauty flies up off into space to deal with the incoming reinforcements. The scales of Castle rises up behind the village and comes in on an attack run on the tank, right? Trying to head it off before it and then the tank turret turns and blows it out of the sky, sending the scales coming crashing down in a furrow, like alongside, like sort of horizontal with the village, like a trench. And on the ship, you see Racine go, "Corman, no!" And it's all smoking and fire, and you can see the mercenaries are moving up around it. So, 3DO, you're the one who's outside the fences. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, how quickly is the tank moving now?
At the speed of plot, menacingly, let's say. Fast enough to be very menacing, slow enough that it's not going to be like right there and gone. Every time the camera pans back to it, it seems to have not moved very far, despite seems to be moving at an incredible speed.
I mean, I'd like it moved at some speed, because I'd like this sort of like racing at the side of it. Speed.
Whatever is dramatically interesting.
Let's say it's going round the town, so it can be at high speed, but not getting that much closer. It's looping, sort of thing.
Well, it was going to go straight in, but then that trench that's been dug up by the scales of Castle causes it to and then it's sort of like
I'd like to come up alongside it. So I don't know if this is some sort of drive roll, but
this is definitely very much an act under pressure to avoid the gun turret that's opening fire on you as you come closer to it.
Definitely.
You see a hatch open up, and a Doug comes out and.
That is awesome. Act under pressure. So, what stat is that based on?
That is cool.
I'm pretty cool. Well, I'm room temperature cool. Here we go. Will it roll? Will it not? Who knows with this program?
That's 7.
That goes up to 8 rather than down to 6. So, hey, that's not bad.
Cool. You can either take 4 harm, or you can get alongside of it and leap across with the astromech droid, and the speeder bike gets destroyed.
Oh! No. I will take the 4 damage. can we sort of like see it sort of smashing into me? You know, of course, it's massive scale compared to a speeder bike. So me and P2CD, you know, keep smashing into various things, and there's sort of ground coming up. But yeah, so I take a good whack of damage. How much was it? 4?
4 harm. Yeah, your armor does count.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still pretty whacked. But yeah, so through all this, I've managed to sort of stabilize next to the side of it, and P2CD can extend that sort of data arm that astromech droids, and of course there happens to be a data port right on the side of this tank. So yeah, we sort of see him, you know, those wheels are, the cogs are turning in the data port, and I'm more than happy to cut to somebody else.
Yeah, you can cut to somebody else as that Doug, you know, that wrenching the gun to it, and it can't come in close enough to get to you, and he pushes the hatch open further, and then you just he sits down on front of the top of the speeder bike, pulling out a pair of shot knuckles, about to knock you off the bike, basically.
Superb.
And the tank's like, and you're sort of like locked in as it sort of like veers in a tight circle going around.
Oh, we can have P2CD go.
Yeah. And mercenaries are now running up behind the cover of the scales of Kessel, and you can see that this cyborg leader of it is banging on the outside of that hatch. Like he looks like then he pulls out a torch and starts cutting through the hull, while the rest of the mercenaries move upon the village. Quake, what do you do?
Okay, so the tank, Toyota is taking care of the tanks. I'm not needed there. The mercenaries are banging on that. Of course, they want a bounty, I guess. So that I leave them to it. I'm not that interested in the bounty. I'm interested in the village.
The mercenaries mainly are coming up onto the village. It's
Yeah,
just the
but
leader
they're-
who has bad blood
yeah.
with Corman, who is going after his nemesis, basically.
That I'll leave him to that, and I will see if I can just take out as many of these mercenaries coming. I'm maybe blowing up some of the grenades just to show them that this may not be as easy that they thought. I'm not looking to, I'm looking to demoralize them basically and get them to rethink their approach and maybe run away in panic while burning.
Okay, so you're going to trigger some of these IEDs.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Is that a spending one of these hold to threaten an enemy unit by breathing space, like hold them back from the village so that they're not rushing the ramparts anymore?
I want to demoralize them. That is what I want to do. So I'm threatening the enemies, probably more what I'm doing here.
Yes. Cool. So yeah, they stream past the scales of Kessel, and you can see them trying to pick their way up through this rocky outcrop towards sort of like your position, you know, in the higher thing, like to try and flank the village, and then and they you know, come like one of them goes flying off the side of the hill, right, like Wilhelm scream style, arms pinwheeling, bouncing down the hill as he goes, and they're all take cover, and then try and move up. You know, they abandon their idea of trying to flank. They try and move up on the village instead, like straight on, basically.
I still can shoot. Yes, thank you.
Yes,
I still can shoot them, right? I've got the high ground here.
Yeah. So, you know, take them down, and
Okay.
obviously there is a return fire coming up at you.
Is there really? Oh my! Didn't expect that. Oh, this. Come on, dice be. Oh gosh, it's a 6. I never can hit anything here.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how much damage do I take?
That would be 4 harm coming at you as they fire a rocket launcher back up the thing towards you.
Oh, so I get blown up.
But your armor does count. Your armor does count for that, yeah.
Good thing it does. Yeah. Oh, I imagine that like the rocket launcher is going and the building is that I'm on is exploding and I'm get thrown off and to the ground. So no more high ground, I guess.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's like a
it's not really, it's not all that it's been touted to be really that high ground.
ships only work for Jedi. Yeah. So yeah, the village, the enemy gets a bit of breathing space. They're no longer under the fire of Quake. They've been driven off from the flanking route, but they are still moving forward. We cut over to Hela as the first. You see some of the villagers return fire. One of them goes down. You know, you see the Bothan get hit in the shoulder and goes down, and the mayor comes running over across open ground, going no, firing his gun. What do you do, Hela?
Remember your training, and she tries to direct them while she pulls up one of her weapons from the armory and fires. And I think what I want to do is spend one of our hold to, let's see what the options were. By breathing space, maybe by pushing them back.
Yeah, lead a charge across, like you know, like I think this squad of the first squad of mercenaries has actually taken the first barricade, right? Like
Yeah.
they've pushed over and they're building up on the other side, and they're about to get a foothold into the village, and you're going to lead a counter charge as you know, to relieve the defenders. So you can lead that, pushing them back out again, giving you some space. You're now pressed up against that frontline barricade as the mercs like do a fighting retreat back, dragging some of their friends back with you. That Bothan is injured on the ground. Is there? So the village has got one mark on its clock. The bad guys have got one mark on their clock as well, before of being broken, essentially, because they were blown up and they were driven back, but they've not been you know, significantly injured particularly. And you can see them going like, fall back until reinforcements can arrive. The more is on their way. Cut to space, this black chrome ship going through the void, bristling with heavy weaponry. Tags, what do you do when it radios you to unidentified vessel? You've been warned. We have a permit from the Corporate Sector Authority to enforce the Bradogian Corporate Consortium's interests here. Leave or you'll be fired upon.
Hold on, I'm just running those details through the you know, the holonet.
I don't think they're buying it.
I know. Okay. Wow, that's a really big ship. Let's lay an attack pattern. Let's go. And she's just gonna dart right at it.
Okay.
Do the like careening barrel roll off of it, and
this is totally taking place in like upper atmosphere, you know, so that people can see the sort of fights and the stuff above them. Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Okay, roll. What do we agree with this one? You know, roll the pilot move.
So, quick question. I just want to double check on something. I see that there's a note on the proton torpedoes of out of ammo, but we paid upkeep.
You did pay upkeep.
So are we good?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to remove that note then. I just didn't want to. Do we actually have a cloaking device?
You do have a cloaking device.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think I want to take them down. So we're going to zip in, and yeah, I think I'm keying the proton torpedoes to me and letting my co-pilot Vari handle like angling the deflector shields or something along those lines. Little secondary but important.
Why don't we punch it to see how well your piloting goes in this overall combat?
Yes, punching it. I love it. This makes me happy. Our move. Okay, when you're piloting a vehicle in a high stress situation, roll with cool. I get a +1 to my cool for the purpose of this. So I'm rolling +2 because I'm piloting. Oof, an 11.
Nice.
Yeah.
The beauty just rolls out of the way of that first like heavy laser fire, quickly out of the
Yeah.
side. Okay, so you want to close the gap between you and a target, I guess, like to getting within range, or you fire your proton torpedoes from here, I guess.
Do I get any bonuses from proximity? If not, then I'll just fire off the proton torpedoes.
Just fire
and
off the
save those whole-
torpedoes.
I will do that.
Take them down.
Here we go. Tough. I'm less good, but I still get my +1 because this is what I was born to do. So I'm gonna. Oh, that is.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness, the dice are gonna screw me any minute now.
What's the extra benefit you take from that?
I want to inflict terrible harm. I want that first punch to be hard. Just punch him right in the nose, really hard. That works on bullies, I've heard.
Yeah, cool. You blow out. What major system do you take out?
Oh, I think I take out one of their engines, so they're going to be less maneuverable.
Nice, cool. Yeah, that proton torpedo comes looping in. But you're like locked in, and you're drifting it, and you come up around it, and that's when they fire their concussion missile battery back at you, peppering the ship with explosive around as it ricochets around it. So that's going to damage your shields.
I would like to spin one hold to ignore all harm from an incoming attack as I pull off another barrel roll, but the concussion missiles are coming, so she pulls off a barrel roll and then just drops engines and just drops out of sight and everything.
Oh yeah, and maybe even like a quickly divert all power to the rear thruster. What? Do it now.
No, it works. I promise.
Yeah.
But the forces. No, this doesn't work.
Up in the sky above, you see this burning like smoke trail coming in as the Maw like enters the upper atmosphere, pursued by this thing. And this cavalcade of explosions coming down above. Cut back to 3DO as this Doug snares at you and tries to lunges across.
Time to taste dirt, Doug. I will shoot him in the face.
Dig dirt, Doug.
Awesome. Let me try and refresh this roll. Okay, here we go. +3. Roll a 7. Let's up that to the 10.
That's a 10. Nice. Sweet. What extra effect do you take?
I would like to suffer less harm.
You'd like to suffer less harm. Okay. So he hits you with his shock knucks, and they would normally do 2. They only do 1 now in this case, and they don't do.
Is it 2 with armor? So does that reduce to 0?
That reduces to 0 now. Yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah. Dunk.
Yeah, a bit of paint scratch, I think.
Yeah.
And that's it. As I just sort of rotate my head back and looking Claire in the eyes as he takes the heavy blaster shot, which I think is damage 3. So he's probably still up. But,
yeah. Well, he's. I mean, cinematically, he's just fired straight off the side, and then you hear a squall from the droid.
P2CD.
And you can see like another the droid that sort of like slave to this tank has sort of like popped open its hatch, and it's going like, and it's poking with like one of the little stun 6 at P2CD. They're both having like a little sort of droid slap fight on the side of the ship.
Excellent. And I think at this stage I'll leap off the speeder bike onto the tank, and I'm looking at going through that hatchway.
The tank is now like veering and like drawing like a furrow through the ground, and the speeder bike sort of like dragging along the sand next to it, like PCTD as the sparks come flying up, like screaming in this stuff. Okay.
Try not to damage the speeder bike P2CD as I swing back.
And I'm now going to spend another one of their holes. They are going to destroy something important. You see the farm on the outside of the city, down in the outskirts, erupts into flame as the squad of mercenaries that has retreated to behind it sets fire to the farm outside, burning it down, cutting off the villagers from their only source of food for miles. And that's when what's he called? Thingy Harand, Shone Harand, throws down his blaster and starts running across the space to go and try and rescue his crops before they all get damaged. Quake, you're pulling yourself up groggily from the ground. What do you do?
Oh, damn it, somebody's running off. That is not a good look. But they need their food, right? Is there a chance that they could rescue some of that stuff in there if they were there early enough, fast enough?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that he could do something about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think it's a good idea because I mean, come on, somebody's got this rocket launcher, right? And they have to be there. That's what set fire to the farm, right?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will. Yeah. I mean, just there has to be somebody with the rocket launcher.
Protect someone.
Protect someone. That's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will try to protect him and protect I will try to protect this burning barn so that the villagers can get stuff out. That's what I'm trying to do here. Protect someone is a good move, I think. Here, let me see what I have to roll with that. To protect someone, it's with tough again. Didn't that used to be with cool?
No.
No. Damn it. Yeah, it's a 9.
Nice. Cool.
Cool.
So you can take out the guy with the rocket launcher. Do you know? There's an explosion thingy. You see the mercenaries like, they gesture each other. One of them points at the farm. The rocket goes out. Haran's running across the open space towards it as he reloads a rocket launcher, and he stands back up to aim just as Haran's running into the barn, the burning barn, and he's going to blow it away entirely. When Quake stands up from the crater that he landed in, and right, like takes out that guy with a rocket launcher, sending him pitching back down the slope, tumbling.
Better idea. I take out the rocket launcher and explodes.
Oh, nice. Yeah. They do the Wilhelm scream as they go flying off the mountain. But that does draw enemy fire. The blaster fire. So 3 harm is incoming at you from just blaster fire, essentially, right?
But that armor helps with that, right?
Yeah. You do the whole Mandalorian going down to 1 knee as blaster bolts ricochet off your armor.
Yes, I do. I do that, but I still keep hold of my blaster rifle while I'm doing that.
And so the mercenary squad remain pinned down outside the village. Hella, the tank seems to be veering around in wild circles. You can see that there's an explosion on the scales of Kessel. The damaged ship that's in front, that's sort of also acting as kind of like the beachhead for the mercenaries to hide behind. What do you do, Hella?
This is probably super dangerous, but I'm going to try to flank the squad. Like the villagers are keeping them pinned down. I'll try to basically run to some small piece of cover that's out there and lay down crossfire.
I'm almost tempted to say this is make a plan. Because it's coordinating the village defenses entirely, right? Like you go over there, I'm going to go over there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a plan about fighting. So it's plus tough.
Cool. Cool.
You are supported by plenty of resources and people. You are basing on accurate current information. There is significant opposition, so it's a +1 on top of your tough.
Nice. That's an 8.
That is an 8. Some part of your plan encounters unexpected difficulties. I think the unexpected difficulty. So where are you moving to? Do you think you're moving across like a flanking position, right?
Yeah, some kind of cover, a rock, a tree, whatever that I can get some sort of hide behind. But I'm just running there.
Yeah, you run through there, and as you go around the corner of this place, you know, you slam into the thing, the blaster bolts come, the villagers raise up and they shoot out, and they manage to take down some of the mercs that are, you know, they popped out to shoot at you, and you slam behind cover, and then you see that staring back at you is this cyborg, and is an unconscious corpsman land at his feet. And the cyborg has got like a vibro blade, and he was just about to stab Corman, and he looks up at you like, "What the cock are you doing here?"
He's a cyborg. I'll pull my ion gun and shoot him.
Nice. Well, we'll go on. Why don't you take him down?
Yeah, that's tough again, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10.
What's your extra effect?
He's going to take damage. I think I need to move. Actually force them where you want them. Basically force him to let go of or actually, do I want that? Ooh. Now I'll inflict terrible harm.
It'll inflict terrible harm. Okay.
Yeah.
You fire. He keeps that knife pressed to his thing, and his eye lights up, and poof, a laser bolt flashes out of it, and it is a disruptor beam. So it deals 3 harm, armor piercing.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, that's 3 harm.
But you hit him with the iron thing, and he's about to slice across Corman's throat, and his arm just doesn't move. It's just locked basically around Corman's throat now. It's just like, it's like with his human arm trying to break off the thing. As you pull yourself back up again, he's trying to reboot his systems and get himself going again. What is the damage on your iron thing? It's 3 harm.
4.
4.
It's 4, but it's droid only. But I assume that would work on a cyborg.
Yeah, I'm going to give him essentially half the damage, right? Because it's half of him cyber, half of him thingy. So he's taken 2 damage to that, but his armor doesn't account for it because his armor is cybernetic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But then there's the plus from the terrible harm. So.
Oh yeah, so 3. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, that disruptor eye explodes in his head even. It's like, that's another one marked off on theirs. Up into space. The Moor's coming down. As you're picking yourself up, Hella, and he's like, I think he starts to laugh as he looks up and he sees the smoke, and he's like, that ship carries a full contingent of battle droids. You're doomed. Tags.
Yeah. A full contingent of battle droids? We have to take this down. Oh crap. Oh Poodoo, I can't believe this. This is the worst shot.
They're not that tough. It's just battle droids.
And in fact, you can see that the Maw, having fired all those concussion missiles at you and its engine damaged, appears to be setting itself up for an attack run on the village.
Oh, I can't let that happen. I would like to protect the village.
Okay. roll to protect someone.
Oh my goodness.
And if you spend a hold to do a death-defying stunt while you're doing it, you can take advantage on it.
Oh, roll with advantage. Exciting. I will do that.
But it has to be a suitably cool death-defying stunt that you save the village with your ship.
Yeah. Oh, what is that gonna look like? Does anyone have any ideas for death-defying stunts?
I think as it's coming in, Rich, you could sort of like undertake it and then come up. So as it's firing down, you sort of, barrel roll and absorb the
Angle the
blast.
deflector shields just right so I don't take too much damage.
And let's have sort of like just literally scrape over the village. So you can see people's hair sort of fly forwards and dust come up and all that goodness.
That sounds fun.
You blast it and then you push it out of the way, right? Like you slam the belly of the debris
like
and
the
push
hammerhead
it
into the Star Destroyer and Rogue One kind of deal. That sounds awesome. That also was going to mess up our ship.
Plug Flash like standing on the barricades holding onto his battered old hat, woof as it goes overhead.
I love it. I'm buzzing the village. Okay, sounds good. Oof.
Nice.
Wow.
What extra effect do you take?
No. That's not an actual 10 because I roll with advantage. So that's an 8.
Oh, an 8.
So not the best of things.
A
so
9 because you get your thingy.
Prevent harm, roll plus tough, protect them okay, but I'll suffer some of all the harm they were going to get.
Cool. That is gonna you do have an extra hold left to deflect
I have
all
one
incoming
left.
harm.
I'm not worried about quickly closing or getting somewhere fast, so I think I'm gonna ignore all harm using my last hold, praying that that Vari is able to angle the deflector shields just perfectly.
Nice. So you do it. You manage to blow through, and instead there's a point where you look like you're gonna slam into the side of a canyon, but you grab the controls, extend the landing bait, and the landing gear, and you snag the side of the maw and pull it into the side of it instead, and it just goes straight through this cliff.
Wicked. That's awesome.
And there's just a huge explosion of dirt and rock, and then the beauty comes flying up in a big arc, while the maw just sort of barely sputters and lifts away, badly damaged by this whole thing, but unable to sort of finish its attack run on the village. 3DO. Atop the tank, P2 whistles out to you and says that he's turned off the targeting computer, but they can still fire it manually. He's not going to be able to hijack the whole, to take over the tank. He's just managed to keep it occupied, essentially.
I think I'll turn to him and in droid speak say, "Leave that to me," as I sort of compress my body and then leap down the open hatch.
Yeah,
so you can see me sort of
yeah.
Nice. Drop down there.
Nice. You slam into the bottom. Inside, there are 2 Gamorreans who you think would be the very last people that you want inside of a small confined
Definitely.
space.
Good job. I'll just turn off my olfactory receptors because it probably does honk in here.
And they grunt and sweaty skin, loading the cannons and everything. One of them comes charging at you with an arc welder.
I think that scene as I sort of drop through, will be dropped to the knee, sort of
superhero pose.
Classic pose. Look up, see this guy running into the other one, and then activate my that sort of AOE type.
The energy blast,
the energy blast.
Yeah. So you kind of imagine folds out from your chest like Iron Man sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Take him down.
I can't see it. Somebody tell me what it.
6.
Oh, not well. That's only a 9.
Oh, okay. You rolled without the thing, so it's a 9. You exchange harm. Cool. I think that what happens is that you exchange harm in that you cook off the main battery of the gun
Yeah.
as you fire it. You know, that Gamorrean runs forward and then slams back into the gun turret. The energy coils there, they start to spark and smoke, and then you hear and you just see the speeder bike like detach
Yeah.
and drift off, and P2CD is just like, you know, doing the droid equivalent of like going close one as the tank explodes as the battery cooks off.
We can see sort of like close up of the battery indicator bar just above it, the word Tesla, and they go.
Yeah, and you take another 3 harm yourself.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Armor.
Armor counts, yeah.
Excellent.
Um,
That's going a bit high.
Yeah, and you are buried in the wreckage of the tank. You know, Gamorrean is flown out of the, like, through like a piece of paneling, flies off, yeah, spiraling arms as he goes. Lots of spiraling arms in this episode. Hela, Quake even. You've taken out the things. You saw Hela disappear around the corner and around the ship. The tank just explode. What do you do?
Looking for more enemies to shoot, I think. Maybe.
The mercenaries are sort of falling back. They appear to be scattered, you know, pockets kind of thing. The villagers have got them on the run.
Okay. So I think I will read a bad situation, I guess, because I need to figure out where I'm needed right now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm just standing there and shooting mercenaries. That's kind of not what I'm, not the most useful thing. Yeah, let's figure out. I got a bit of breathing space here, so let's see. I can do something useful. No, I can. I can't just roll to save my life here, but I have, oh wow, I've got my XP up to 5 now because I've failed so many rolls, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I'm standing there and I'm looking around and probably somebody comes up and shoots me, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I think that it's actually the you know what? It's the runaway tank.
Oh, damn.
You're looking around, you know, like, and he's got that sort of like shaky cam kind of style, right? Like you've still been rung by that rocket launcher previously. And there's explosions going off around. You can see the villagers cheering. Your eyes sort of like settle over the ruins of the castle thing, and you see the blaster fire, and you start walking towards that when you hear a huge explosion, and then suddenly comes plowing through the side of like this big boulder that you were stood next to. The hover tank just explodes through it, grinding through, sending you flying forwards. In fact, maybe picking you up on the hull as it goes, right? Like you're sort of like swept away by it, and everything goes crashing into the ruins of the Scales of Kessel tank. And Hela, you're, you know, picking yourself up, and Kator is, you know, got his arm and he's
do I take damage?
Yes, you take 3 harm damage from that.
Does the armor help?
The armor helps, yes.
Cool.
Buffeted around. It would have crushed you otherwise, you know, you would have been pinned, completely crushed by it, but the armor just makes you carried away from it instead. And Kator looks up at you and he gets his human hand and he scrabbles for a gun as his droid arm starts sparking, and he goes, that's the last time you'll ever, and then poof, tank slams into the whole set of you, sending you all flying, including Core. Everybody's lost in the rubble. You and Kator come to first, and there's a blaster pistol lying in the middle of you all on the ground. What do you do, Hela?
Yeah, I think Hela has, after her experience with the whole bridge and that sort of thing, she's when she gets into this kind of bad situation now, she just shoves all her emotions back, and now she's just coldly focused on killing this guy. So she's going to. I don't think she's going to go for the gun because she knows she has something that that.
What did you get on the one with the plan, Anders?
Yeah, I can be somewhere where I need to be, prepared and ready. But that,
yeah, well, it sounds like you want to be where you need to be is not going for the gun, going for him instead, right? Like as he goes for the gun, you've already made the movement to be.
If that works, then I'll definitely use that.
Because
you were prepared knew I was going
in
up
that you
against the cyborg, so I prepared something.
You had your iron gun, you had your thing. I think the preparation is that you. Why don't we roll your armory as well?
I will do that.
And see what backup weapon you had that you were ready for.
That's tech, so that's a +1. That's a 5.
That's a 5. Yeah, you did have a vibroblade. It's not there. You see it embedded in the ground instead. But you are you leap up over him and you reach for the vibroblade in your belt, come up empty, and now you're locked in wrestling with him instead. So take him down.
Yeah, I will do that. So that's a 12.
Nice. What's the extra effect that you want?
Terrible harm. Actually, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it didn't matter. Because the thing that is I get once I've taken harm, I get +1 ongoing, but it doesn't matter for either of these rolls.
Yeah. It would have been a 6 anyways, wouldn't it? The other one. So
yeah. But it's an XP.
Yes. Okay. So you terrible harm. You start just wailing the crap out of him, right? And he takes 2 hits to his human face, and he's like groggy, and then he twists his head, and you punch his metal side, and you step back, and you take 1 harm AP from that, and he shrugs you off, and you're rolling around on the ground, but he is badly hurt, which is when 3DO can pull himself out of the rubble.
Yeah, out of the rubble, dripping off the trench coat, and I think go for the blaster. And is the other guy there that we actually need the bounty on?
Carmen, Carmen is unconscious on the ground, badly bleeding.
Okay, let's not shoot him. Let's shoot the person that's locked in with Hela.
Hey, I mean, if you want, he can be staggering to his feet, pulling a blaster to help. That seems like it's more interesting, doesn't it? Let's have that.
It is more 3DO. We signed up to do that, so I'd like to plug Corman.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah, in the back. Why not?
Yeah. Do it. You can just do that.
Excellent.
You can totally just do that.
Let's have a big smoking hole, as he sort of looks down and then sort of looks around, and there's me with a smoking barrel of a blaster.
And I think Kato has Hela and is like trying to choke her, and then there's a blaster. You don't like it, Sabine? Do you want to X card villainous behavior from your party members?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I have a hard time seeing how I would hire 3DO for anything after plunking a defenseless guy that was actually doing some good. So
one last job.
That's the job I was hired to do.
Yeah, one last job and then you're done. That would be the way I would think of it. He's useful, he's a monster, he's whatever. But if you want to X card it, you can X card it.
I mean, maybe I just don't know that it was him.
Oh,
I'm not.
Would you like to protect someone? Would you like to protect someone?
Yeah. Can I do that? Yes.
Yes, you can roll to protect someone from.
Yes.
thingy.
I would
Yeah.
try to do that actually, because I don't want him to be shot in the back at least. And I promised him that wouldn't happen, right?
Targeting computer, you know, you're in this rubble as well. 3DO breaks out and like you're groggy and everything, and you can see that blaster pistol is aimed at Kator, and then Carmen steps out and you see the blaster pistol move across to the side. The droid is going to do the job.
I think I would like to do that, if that's okay with you, Paul.
Yeah, of course. Roll away.
Let's try that. Maybe. Sorry, yeah, it's a 9, so works.
9. You're going to leap in
I
the way
will
of the
take the
blaster fire.
damage. I will take the damage. But that's a lot of damage. I mean, I've got 4 already, so I'm not in good shape.
This is 3. Hits your armor.
So this one more. So yeah, I'm not looking too good. But hey.
Common goes, is saved by Quake 3DO. Do you move your blaster over to Kator now, or do you?
Yeah, well, if not, this will just end up running and running and running.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, well, yeah. No, I just wanted to give you the chance to shoot Kator, basically.
Yeah. Let's move Kator.
So act under pressure, because you're not in harm, but Hela is locked in mortal combat with them.
Of course, the bloody dice roller doesn't like a system going to sleep. There we go. 9
Nice.
rolled. So that what stat is it?
That is plus cool. So that's
10.
a 10. Nice,
That
you
is
do
a
it.
10.
You plug Kator as Hela shoves that metal face further up, and then poof, that metal side of the head just explodes into sparks, because it's Star Wars, right? So they don't hit the organic side, they just hit the metal side of it.
Yeah.
And you can do as much gore as you like. And yeah, Corman has no idea that you tried to shoot him in the back. Quake, of course, knows that you tried to put it through. The Maw tags is going to is pulling off and is trying to flee.
I look over at my co-pilot. Vari, we let this one go. It's just going to come back later.
Corman said that sometimes you had to make choices like these.
All right. Let's do it. We're going to make some enemies today.
Dude. Proton torpedoes.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
Yeah, go on. Do another take them out, because they've still got return like turrets coming back at you.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to fire. They're limping away. I could have just let them go. Yep, here we go. This is where I'm going to do terribly. Oh, an 8. This is going to hurt.
Did fine. Yeah, they are gonna it is gonna paint your ship as you're coming in closer. You know, you're building your attack run. But it does all that's gonna happen is it's gonna damage your that cloaking device of yours.
Yeah.
But your proton torpedo just it goes down, and you've protected the village of Wamprat from most of the damage. The Haran farm is saved from destruction. There were very few casualties among the villagers. The Bothan is picked back up by his old business partner. You know, no squabbles all set aside in the name of everything. Corman, you know, thanks you all. Says that he didn't think that he could trust you hunters as far as he could throw you, but you did all right. You know, and he's like, I thought one of you was going to shoot me in the back, but you know, you really held up your word. Quake maybe wincing under the under the bandages and looking pointedly over at 3DO as that said.
I said I'd try to do that if I give my word. Now I'm looking at 3DO, like we will have words, my friend.
And you all get paid 2 bounty for that.
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
But your reputation is now no longer as purely Hook Cartel members. It is also as folk heroes of the frontier.
awesome.
So yeah, that was Bounty Beyond the Stars, guys. Corman is going to remain out there, dead supposedly, and yeah, Kay's raiders were driven off, destroyed even. Okay, so we've only got 3 minutes to go. So should we just end the recording?
Yeah.